Hey guys, so in these daily videos this week, I want to share some practical tips of things that can help us to slow down when we're eating. So for today, Tuesday, I'm going to start with one of the most obvious and straightforward is to just put your fork or spoon down between bites. So you take a bite, put your fork or spoon down. You're gonna chew, you're gonna swallow, you're gonna let out your mouth, maybe have a sip of water, like some conversation, that kind of thing. And then you're gonna pick your fork up. Once your mouth is empty, you'll pick up your utensil to take your next bite. So a lot of times if we keep our fork or knife in our fork or spoon in our hand, then we take a bite, and while we're chewing, we're already loading the next bite, and it's sitting there poised and ready. As soon as we like even swallow half of the food, shovel in the next bite. And so putting that utensil down makes it, we're hands off. We're not loading that next bite until we've chewed and swallowed and emptied from that first one, from the current bite. So that's just a very straightforward, simple way, not easy, not easy, but a simple way to just slow the pace down of the meal. So that's kind of my go-to one, just because it is so simple. And then I'm also going to tag on here another plug for just getting rid of those distractions, especially eating in front of your computer or eating in front of the TV. So it's just so easy to get caught up in whatever you're doing, especially TV. At least with a computer, you're a little bit more interactive, and you're probably setting the utensil down and using your mouse and stuff like that. But still, it's really easy to be focused on what's going on that screen and just eating and not really being mindful, being present with the experience. So I'm gonna just, and I know you sound like a broken record, but we're gonna try to step away from the computer or the TV. Phones are not as much of a problem if you're sitting at a table, but still it's easy to get caught up in that. And even if you're putting the utensil down and taking the bite, and you'll still eat a full plate of food and not really think about it, because it's just going through the motions and you're not really present. And we really want to be mindful and present and focused on that eating experience. So those are today's practical tips. Put the fork or spoon down until your mouth is empty, and then take your next bite. And again, let's try to step away from those distractions as much as possible. And I'll be back with some more tomorrow. I hope everything's going well. I hope that you're finding some value in the sitting down. Great job. A lot of you had some insights into yourself, into your habits, things that we're not even really aware of sometimes that we do. The kind of eating on the fly, eating in the car, just grabbing a handful of something as you walk past the kitchen counter, all those sort of things. And really having to make eating an event forces us to, it helps with some mindfulness and with eating less often, and not just kind of sampling and doing all of those, flybys, that those calories really add up. And we have a hard time finding that hunger with those little nibbles and fly-by handfuls that we get in the habit of doing. And so that's the main reason that that sitting down to eat kind of is a foundational habit here, is because we are more aware, and it's a lot easier to stay within kind of those bounds of hunger and fullness. So one more week with the how, and with the timing. Some of you is like, I didn't know we were supposed to be doing that. It just started yesterday, so no worries. And the goal here is just to be aware of how quickly we're eating, and seeing if there's ways that we can kind of slow that down a little bit, be a little bit more mindful. And that's going to lay the foundation for helping us to find satisfied, because the more tuned in we are to the eating experience, the easier it will be to find that point when the experience is done, when we've satisfied our hunger, and we're done eating. So just continuing to lay that foundation to make next week a lot easier when we start working on the how much or finding 5. So anyway, hope everybody has a good week, and see you tomorrow.